जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी को पूर्ण हृदय से नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे और बंधन लेंगे। वी विल bow down to श्री माता जी and take बंधन। तीन महामंत्र एवं उसके पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र लेंगे। संतुलन के लिए हम अपना दायां हाथ धरती माँ पे रखेंगे। वी विल कीप अवर राइट हैंड टुवर्ड्स द मदर अर्थ and will pray to Shri हे श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारी ईड़ा नाड़ी को स्वच्छ एवं निर्मल बनाकर जागृत करने की परम कृपा करें। श्री माता जी, प्लीज क्लीन अवर लेफ्ट चैनल। दोनों हाथ सामने। We will keep our both hands towards Shri Mataji and keep our left hand towards the sky. Shri Mataji, please clean our right channel. श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारी पिंगला नाड़ी को स्वच्छ एवं निर्मल बनाकर जागृत करने की परम कृपा करें। दोनों हाथ सामने। ध्यान की इसी अवस्था में हम श्री माता जी की अमृत वाणी को आत्मसात करेंगे। We will now listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
You see, normally you will find most of the Sahaja yogis will gather around a person who is a realized soul, who is realizing, who is not a difficult person. Moreover, if there is somebody who comes on my foot, who is a very great soul, I'll tell you in Calcutta I went there. And I was staying in a hotel. And there was a very nice man who came to see me. He was not realized, but a very saintly person with a great Purva Sampada, you see. And he just touched my feet. And other Sahaja yogis with other rooms. They all rushed there. I said, why did you come? He said, great joy started coming within us, so we came. And they were standing, he was all the time on my foot. And they were standing, I said, neither he is going to leave me, nor you are going to leave me. For 15 minutes, he was just drinking the nectar of my feet. And they were enjoying his nectar and the fragrance of it. So the joy of enjoying another human being also starts. So the three things, how you enjoy nirvichar samadhi, as they call samadhi, doesn't mean going into unconscious, but the unconscious become conscious. Whatever is not yet conscious becomes conscious. The unconscious, the universal unconscious become conscious. So this is the first stage when it takes. There are many things like this and variety of things happen. Supposing you have been doing a lot of, light puja, you see, what we call the Jyotir puja in your previous life. Then you can see the this thing, vibrations. There are two, three people here who can see my vibrations coming, going. They see all the movement. Supposing you have been doing Devi Puja. Say you are a Devi Puja. You have a sampada of that, of a Devi Puja. Then you see some things of Devi's Praman, as you can say. You can see that also. That is a better thing than to see before. Because if you see before realization means you are a possessed person. Somebody is giving you ideas. After realization, you start seeing certain things. Then it has some meaning. So the gradual growth of the flower starts. Then the second stage where you become nirvikalpa, where there is no vikalpa. Just now in Delhi there are very few who are like that. Very few. Because first of all by temperament they are vikalpis. The reason is here is a complete atmosphere of vikalpa. If you say something, another will pull you down by saying something else. So the thing is the whole atmosphere is so vikalpi that you are not yet settled about it, about the Sahaja. Still in vikalpa. But we have some very great Sahaja yogis also in Delhi, very great. So the vikalpa is there. Now you will say, how do you become nirvikalpa? Supposing you are in the water, you are afraid of getting drowned. You are picked up and put in the boat. So you are not afraid of becoming drowned. But when are you settled? When you are settled. I mean, it is such a state that when are you settled in a boat? When you are settled in a boat. I mean, that's how I can answer it. You have to be settled. But with that, you get certain powers. Your kundalini starts showing. You see, we have in Bombay some people whose kundalini is at least 1 foot higher. 1 foot high. You can see. I mean, you can or may not, but so many people can see that. And they are a very deep people. Very deep. At the nirvikalpa state, the collective consciousness becomes very subtler. At that stage, you can understand very deep significances of things. And the reality starts becoming clearer. For example, you start understanding the working of the kundalini. You start understanding how it penetrates. You start understanding how it works out. You can use it for experimentation with your own hand. You can move it as you like it. You can cure people and you can show the kundalini is working in different ways. You can combine and permutations and combinations of kundalini you can do. You can say that in the first year of music, you just learned the 7 notes and 2 other notes, just that, and ordinary ragas. But when you grow subtler and higher, then you know all the minute points, how to create. So at the nirvikalpa, you need not put your hand towards a person, nothing, sitting down, you know where it is, what is happening, who is catching, what is the problem, what is the collective problem. Then you have no doubts about Sahaja, nor about Kundalini, nor about anything, no doubts at all. But at that time you start experimenting with it. You start using it. Mastery starts. At this state, the chitta, the consciousness becomes subtle. Now somebody was sitting with me. Outside they knew that this gentleman is going to get realization. They knew that mother was giving realization to someone. Such people are very satisfied people. They do not grudge and grumble about small things. They do not enter into small things at all. They are not bothered. They live in a big way. They are not touched. Their attention is in the gross. They have no time for outside gross things. So their attention is very deep into the subtle forms. They are not bothered. Such people are satisfied souls. Such people are the ones who are going to create a pillar for Sahaja Yoga. Because when somebody sees such a person, a transformed person like that, shocked, says, look at this man. He's such a great person. And he was such a horrid man, and how has he become like this? How is he transformed? At this stage, at the Nirvikalpa state, the vibrations emit. Then you can sit with me here. You start. Then there is no questioning at all. And such a man can get into a terrible temper if he sees somebody misbehaving with me. Can't bear misbehavior with me. Christ said, forgive all those because they do not know what they are doing. But supposing they had done anything against his mother, he would not have forgiven even this much, I can tell you, even this much. And in the Bible it is written that nothing will be tolerated against the Holy Ghost, and Holy Ghost is his own mother, is the Adi Shakti. So you cannot tolerate anything against your mother or Sahaja, and one can get into a tremendous temper. Or a Samhara Shakti they develop, in the sense that such a man, if he tries to do something like that, immediately they can bring him down. Through their devotion to mother, they can. Such a man, if he talks like that, by their one rising hand or by saying something loudly, suddenly that man comes down. We had somebody from America. I had given him realization. He's an Indian. But I don't know why. He started making money out of it. He became a rich man. He earned quite a lot of money. And he said, for intensive vibration, so much money, this thing, that thing. When he came, you see, we have those people in Bombay. They came and told me that, mother, we feel very giddy with this man. Whenever we put hand towards him, we feel giddy. I said, all right, let me see what is it and all. He came to me. I didn't know he was making money or anything. Then when he touched my feet, I told him, you show me your pamphlet, whatever it is, whatever you have published as the brochure. Showed me the brochure. He had written $200 for the intensive vibration. So many dollars for the Kundalini rising. I told him, how can you do that? Did you pay me anything? He said, no. Then I said, why are you taking money for this? You cannot take money for this. So he said, how am I to live? I said, there are many other ways of living, but not. You cannot use your mother's love. Can you sell your mother's love? You are selling your mother's love. He started arguing on this point. And we have somebody very great in India. He just shouted at me, shut up. Immediately you will be surprised. Everything dropped down.
This awareness doesn't come in realized person.
What?
You should not do this.
You should not do this, you should not do that. Into realized, I am telling you the different stages of realization. See, in the first stage, a person now, we have an idea that a realized person should never lose a temper is wrong. It's a very wrong idea. Temper is meant. Then you will say, why Krishna killed Jarasandha? Why did he kill Kansa? How do you explain the violence of Krishna? How do you explain Devi herself, who came in a temper? Have you read her avtaras? Hahaakar. She used to get into a tremendous temper. And then she killed the temper of Shiva. How do you explain? This is a foolish idea to say that they should not get temper even if you kill them. This is a very good idea of all the Rakshasas, I think. So that you kill those saints, they should be very much forbearing. Even Christ had to take a hunter in his hand and beat and sweep them. You have a right at that stage to get into temper if you are into Nirvikalpa. You are given that right. Because even raising one voice like that. I am using all the ayudas, if you notice, in my hand. I am using the chakra and parasha and everything I am using. You can't see them. They are there. I have to use them. You can't stop me using them. This is what I say. By reading, people understand things. That a man who is sitting and everybody spitting at him is a realized soul. What nonsense. How dare you spit at such a man? Spit of a devil is to be born by a realized soul. You see my temper. So to say that a realized soul should not get into a temper is a wrong thing. Now all those rishis I have told you, all the people who have met me, whose names I have told you all, they are all above nirvikalpa. They are very hot tempered. But they are so hot tempered that they do not bear anything. They sit with a chimta in their hand. I really tell you. Anybody comes to them, they give them a chimta. Tapa. Then the fellow says, "Baba, what are they doing to us?" They say they want to seek God. Drinking, dancing with women, coming here to seek God. Another tapa. But Mataji is not like, she brings oil, puts on your head. All right, my child, come now. They cannot tolerate hypocrites. I can. I have to. And Rakshasas, they cannot. No Rakshasa can go near them. But if anybody goes, then they put the noose and hang them by the tree. That's why I say never go near these Babajis. They are higher people, no doubt, better than you all. They know me very well. At my feet they will fall. They are very innocent, simple like children to me. Absolutely simple like children. Why talk of them? See Ganesha? Ganesha is another person. If he gets angry, not so easy. Easy to control Shiva, but Ganesha's anger, be afraid of him. He's innocent like a child. But he can get into terrible temper. And that's why when you hear that in Kundalini you get burning, this, that, and you start dancing, jumping, all this is Ganesha's anger. All his anger. He does that. If you have insulted him by any chance, or his mother, he gets into a tremendous fury. So, it is true that after Nirvikalpa, the Ganesha becomes Jagrut. He becomes really Jagrut. Such a person is not tempted by women. He is not. Such a person is not tempted by women anymore. No temptation for other women, but his own wife, where he goes on living like a celibate husband, I should say, because husband and wife is a different thing. But otherwise, he is a sanctified householder. He does not have temptation for any alcohol or anything like smoking and all. He does not have. He is beyond temptation. Nirvikalpa man cannot keep any temptations. One man came to me and told me that I am a realized soul. I said, how can it be? If you are a realized soul, how are you taking to these things? How can you take? You cannot. Now for me, I will tell you, apart from temptation, is an impossibility. If I've never taken anything, but once by chance a doctor, he gave me a brandy, this much brandy. Just, I don't know why, he felt like giving without telling me. I took it and I vomited so much of blood. My stomach, is religious. If I see a woman who has been made a provocative woman and made a naked woman or something like that, or this, sometimes, my husband's life is very different and I have to go to parties and they start a cabaret sort of a thing. Immediately I start vomiting. I spoil the whole show by my vomiting. I go on vomiting like hell. And if you are chief guests, I make their lives miserable. I don't want, but it happens in my stomach. Now what can I do with my stomach is the point. So the dharma is born in the stomach. Such a man cannot tolerate it. Once a man invited us, gentleman, to his house, a very rich man, his wife very beautiful, children very good. And as soon as I stepped into the house, I said, now had it. I went first to the bathroom, had a vomit, another vomit. Had not even taken the food, anything. My husband said, now why is it in this house? They are nice people, good people, beautiful children. I said, nothing doing. I don't know. I'm going back home. Went home. He gets sometimes fed up also with my reactions. But he's a very kind man in his regard for me, so he doesn't mind it. After 8 days, somebody came to see me, a girl from my daughter's school. And she told me, that girl, her name. So I asked her, your name is the same as the gentleman I went to, his surname. Do you know him? He said, he's my father. I said, he's your father? Yes, you don't know about him? I said, I don't know. He said, she told me that her mother was a very rich man's daughter and the house belonged to the mother. And this fellow, ऐसा नहीं, भाषण देते हो. So this fellow, at the time, she's doing it to clear your kundalini, but you get distracted. So she doesn't understand that you are not understanding. So this gentleman, he took all the money from the father-in-law, went to England, he did everything, he became a barrister, this, that. There he found a very beautiful woman, he came back, he put the woman somewhere and drove out this lady. And first of all, he saw to it that the whole property was written in his name, everything, and drove out this lady. She had lost her father also. So they were on the streets. So the stomach becomes the dharma itself. You see, it says no. So at this stage, the subtler style things start. That your muladhara becomes the chastity. You just can't bear these things. You don't have to tell them that don't run after women. No, you don't have to tell them. They just have no interest in women left. They don't flirt. They have no interest in all these things. They don't bother too much to dress up in such a way that they would be very attractive to other women or men or all that. They don't. They are very simple people. They get to simplicity dignified. Then suddenly they become very creative also. There's one gentleman in Bombay who got into Nirvikalpa. He came to me when he was jobless, I should say, jobless. So I told him, why don't you start interior decoration? He said, interior decoration? Don't know even what is wood, what is teak wood and what is this wood. How will I do? I said, now you are in Nirvikalpa, start it. Today he is a very rich man. You just become dynamic because you start seeing the beauty, the saundarya of the nature. You see, aesthetics are born in a person who is a realized soul. He starts seeing aesthetics in everything. The beauty of talking improves. The movements of the hands improve. Your gait improves. Your styles improve. You become a beautiful person. The aesthetics come in. You can become suddenly a great poet. We have two people like that who have written beautiful poetry with this. And you can be a great painter with that. If you are already a painter, you become even a greater painter with that. You get new ideas about paintings, new aesthetics. Music, you start understanding absolute music. You may not know classical music, what it is, but you will start understanding the subtle music, the classical music. You will know which is the best for your Atma. You see, the Atma starts judging everything on that level. Such a person, if you appoint him to judge a drama or a painting, whether it is good or bad, he says, this is good. Now you put it to all the critics of the world and they will say, this is the best. Now you will say, how does he know? Because he can feel the vibrations, the complete harmony, everything makes the vibration. You give him a statue, you tell him, what about this statue? Is it all right? He says, no, this is not all right. Throw it away. The other day, somebody, a big Marwadi from Bombay, has made a big temple here, spending lots of rupees in Jaipur or someplace. No, not Jaipur. Some other, Ujjain. He showed me the photograph of Rama, Sita and Lakshmana. Now I looked at him. I said, now how am I to tell him? He'll be shocked because he has spent lots of money. So there was another search. I said, Baba, you have a look at it. He said, look at, this is Rama's statue and his right side, Hridaya is cut, where Rama resides. Just imagine. We got a fright, that gentleman, that Marwadi said, what? This is made by the one of the greatest artists from Jaipur, this thing, that thing. So I told him, I'm sorry. But you just find out what has he got to do with his father? How is his father? He has done a very great crime against his father, you just find out. He was so angry with me, he took the photograph from me. He said, Mataji, I don't want your opinion about it. I've spent so much money. I said, Baba, I'm telling you today, you can go and find out. For 1 year, the fellow was very angry with us, very angry. Now I came from London, he rang up to say that the fellow is in jail because he had killed his father.
The artist.
The artist. Podar ji se पूछ लेना. So just see. You can feel the subtle vibrations, whether it is in dharma or not. The statues. Now these, we say that Ashtavinayakas are living gods. Whether they are living or not, how will you know? Jyotirlingas are living. Now scientists, how am I to talk to them? You tell me what a gap it is. बोलिए बोलिए आप कैसे बात करूं उनसे? Jyotirlingas, all of them are living. Are we going to throw them away, all of them, because the scientists don't understand? How will you know? They told me that there was a big fight about the Baal of Muhammad Sahib. I went to Kashmir. So the governor of Kashmir that time got his realization. He told me, Mataji, can you find out whether this is a true thing or not? I said, all right. I knew it was true, but I didn't say anything. We were passing near that place. I said, where are we now? They said, this is a very near the Baal of Muhammad Sahib. I said, that's it. They were all great people. Whether Muhammad Sahib or Nanak Sahib, no difference at all. We are the people fighting for nothing at all. They always try to unite. But the subtleties, unless and until you know the integration of all these souls together, how are you going to judge? That's why you must get realization. This is what my father told me. I should say he was my first guru, because he was a realized soul. And he told me, no use talking about realities and things, because another Bible you will create, or another Gita you will create. No use. You do a practical thing, is to find out a mass media. And I knew that was my mission. So I worked on everybody's Kundalini and tried to find out all the permutations, combinations, mistakes, and why these people are like this. You will be surprised, so many people never knew also that you are not even nirvichara. They did not know. They were so high up that they did not know you were at that level. If they had known, they would not have told you many things. We just conditioned you. They have said, Sach bolo. Who is going to speak such? Now I know what human beings are. They will go on remembering by heart. Sach bolo, sach bolo, sach bolo. Or karte waqt jhoot bolo. They did not know what human beings are. They are incarnations, they are great people. They did not know much about human beings, how kapti they are, how deceptive, how they are all the time against themselves. They did not know. They could not come down, you see, to that subtle human level. One had to have a real human realization, as now I have. I know human beings. I can tell you that. Of course, some things, of course, I don't know, I must say. Some of the things people tell me, I get a shock. Oh, God, this is possible. So human beings can do things which even animals cannot do. You'll be surprised. Their capacities are tremendous. To what limit they can go. Because they're not afraid. They think they are free. So they did not know. But once you get into the nirvikalpa state, you start doing it. At this state, the ananda starts settling in you. You see any beautiful picture, immediately what you find, is a great flow of ananda coming down, the grace. You are just lost into it. Like the Ganges, it flows over you. Completely you are lost. Your consciousness becomes that ananda. That reality that you come to know, that this is the reality. We have never known that there is Sarvavyapi Shakti. Now we know. We can feel it. It's coming in our fingers. This is the reality. This is what is it. There's a Chaitanya all around us, which thinks, which understands, organizes, loves. All this you come to know, knowledge part. But then the Ananda, which is the Hridaya, it starts emitting itself. Then what you get is Ananda, is a Vilaya into the Ananda. That stage is the complete self-realization takes place, I would say. Then at that stage, you can control the sun, you can control the moon, you can control everything. You have to just say. Now beyond that is God's realization. There are 3 stages to that also. But just now I have told you this. The Satchitananda state. The God's realization is the state in which Gautam Buddha and Mahavira only rose. And they are settled down here in our brains. Both of them are here. Christ is here. And these two were not incarnations. They were born as human beings. They were born to Sita as love and Kush. Then they were born as Buddha and Mahavira. And Adi Shakti was their mother again. Then they were born to Fatima B as Hassan and Hussein. They are both placed here in your head. And they are the 2 milestones you have got by which you can know what a human being can rise up to. That now today they are like incarnations. Incarnations are beyond, but maybe the gap can be bridged. There are other styles of personalities like Chiranjivas, and we have got Hanumana. These are all incarnations. Bhairava, Ganesha. Hanumana is nobody else, but later on he appeared as Gabriel, the angel. Bhairavnath came as Saint Michael. The names are different, but they are the same people. These are the Chiranjivas, the incarnations. And the Devi has incarnated. No doubt about it. She has. But scientists cannot understand. Only the Sahaja yogis can understand it. Because they can feel in their vibrations, they can ask questions. You ask a question, did Devi herself incarnated? Now, ask absolute questions about me also. Come along. And you get the vibrations. The answer comes to you. For that, at least your deities have to rise and say yes. Maybe you may not get realization, but answer you'll get. आ रहा है? पूछिए. हाथ में ठंडा आएगा. सवाल पूछिए, हमारे लिए भी पूछिए मन में. जो भी सवाल आपको हमारे लिए हो, पूछिए.
मन में पूछ.
हाँ, पूछे, अपने मन से पूछे. सब डेटी से पूछे कि यही है माता जी, यही है. कुछ भी पूछे, जो भी पूछना हो, जो आपको प्रश्न हो. परमात्मा है या नहीं? चलो.
परमात्मा है या नहीं?
है, महान सत्य है. आई वाइब्रेशन, ये ऑल परवेडिंग पावर तुमसे बोल रही है. तुम्हारा कंप्यूटर चलने लग गया, वो बता रही है तुमको. हाय, चलेगा? पूछो, पूछो. हाँ, नहीं मतलब पूछो, सवाल पूछो. कोई सा भी सवाल पूछो अपने मन में, आंख बंद करके, जरा श्रद्धा से, थोड़ा श्रद्धा से.
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ.
हाँ, तो अपने मन में पूछो. मन में पूछो, जो भी पूछो, उसके जवाब सुनो. उसकी परीक्षा लेने के लिए नहीं, श्रद्धा से पूछो. कितने बड़ी चीज पूछ रहे हो। आप ऐसे बैठिए जनाब, ऐसे बैठिए। मीन्स आपको ऐसे बैठिए। हाँ, थोड़ा श्रद्धा से बैठो। हनुमान जी घूम रहे हैं यहाँ पर, लगाएंगे तड़ाका। जी बेटा, निर्विचार हो गए, बहुत अच्छी बात है। सिख लोग तो पहले पार होने चाहिए, उन्हीं का तो काम करने को आए हैं। कल ध्यान में तुम लोग को उतारेंगे। कल आना सवेरे 8:30 बजे, बिल्कुल तैयार हो।
प्रश्न तो कर लिया तुमने।
है
प्रश्न तो कर लिया है।
बस हो गया, आ रहा है जवाब, आ रहा है ना, बस फिर क्या। कल करेंगे ना, कल करो आओ सवेरे। अब तो इतनी देर हो गई, इतनी देर बातें करती रही। तुम लोग को बातें भी तो बहुत चाहिए, बातें करे बगैर तो मानते नहीं। सवेरे कोई आता ही नहीं ध्यान में, तो बहुत कम लोग आते हैं, और भाषण सुने सब लोग चले आते हैं। जी नहीं, आप 8:30 बजे आइए। 8:30 से 9:30 यहाँ बैठिए। काम तो रोज ही होते रहता है, कल ही का एक दिन है। Everyone can go. All right? ना 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 ना, हाँ, टुमारो इन द मॉर्निंग 8:30 बजे आओ, तुमको पार कराएंगे। ठीक है, सबको पार कराएंगे। 8:30 बजे सवेरे आज जाकर किसी से बात नहीं करो, खाना खा के सो जाओ सवेरे साफ वाफ होके। और यहाँ एक दिन के लिए आने में क्या तुम लोग को मुश्किल है? भाषण क्या सुनने का? गुड नाइट। अभी छुट्टी करो मेरे को भी, सवेरे से टॉकिंग 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 टॉकिंग। हाँ,
जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी का पूर्ण हृदय से धन्यवाद करेंगे। श्री माता जी, आपका कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद, अनंत कोटि धन्यवाद श्री माता जी। थैंक यू सो मच श्री माता जी फॉर द डिवाइन ब्लेसिंग्स। हम सभी श्री माता जी को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे और बंधन लेंगे। We will bow down to Shri Mataji and take bandhan. जय श्री माता जी।